So here we are back on the 2013 Triumph Tiger 800XC. Remember from the last video, when it would get hot, the starter would still not turn the motor over. So what we're gonna do, I got you on my tripod. A lot of guys say they did not like the chest mount. I'll do a variation of stuff here. It's hard to do with the tripod when you're trying to stand behind it and stuff like that, especially with the GoPro I have, because I can't zoom in, but that's all right. So I was doing some load testing on this, and so right now we'll go ahead and unhook everything from my gator clips here. So we're going to check the battery on DC voltage. So at DC voltage right now, I know it's backwards, we're showing 12.8 volts. All right, that's good. So now let's go ahead and hook up our leads. One's going to the starter motor. The other one is going to the ground on the battery to get a good ground. So I'm gonna put this here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me try to bring you down a little bit. That way you might be able to see what's going on there. It looks like you should be able to see that from what it looks like inside of here. So key on. Now we're gonna watch we're gonna watch the voltage on this. This is going to the starter. So we're gonna hit it. 10.7. Now this thing should not drop more than maybe a volt. So now we're gonna go ahead and check the charging system. We'll unhook our leads again. And the charging system is charging at 14.1, 14.2. You can see it's kind of holding steady right in that vicinity. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna let this thing get nice and hot. I'm gonna let it sit here and run for quite a while actually. Let it get nice and hot. I'll hook my leads back up to my gator clips one more time, and we'll see what kind of voltage drop we get when we go from a cold start situation to a hot start situation, and see what the voltage drop is after that. See how much it pulls. And then this is supposed to be a brand new battery. The last dealership said they put a brand new battery in it. Like we just tested, it said 12.8. So I'm gonna let this thing get hot. We'll come back, put it back on volts DC, crank it over and see what kind of voltage drop we have going from the battery through the starter solenoid to the starter, and see how many volts that's pulling, because it should only maybe drop 1 volt. At 12.8, and it dropped down to, what was it, 10.7? 10.6, 2, whatever it was, that's over 2 volts, so that's not good. So let's get this get hot, and we'll check that out here. This thing's been running for quite a while. Let's go ahead and we'll double check the battery voltage real quick. We can check it like this, not gonna hurt anything. 13.5, it's still charging, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and shut it off. Take a look at that. It might be a little hard to see. I got the garage door open now. Let's go ahead and turn the key back on. Here, let me shut this garage door because I know you can't see that. Stay door. Yeah, that helped out tremendously. All right, keys back on. Let's go ahead and hit the button and see if the thing even cranks over now. 8.4. So that's a big drop in voltage. So I guess the next thing, this is supposed to be a brand new battery. Supposed to be. So I got a cheap load tester. I may run up the street to my battery supplier and have them load test this and double check it. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn the key back off, turn that back off, and I'm gonna go ahead and unhook everything from the battery, and we'll do a load test on that. This is supposed to have 240 cold cranking amps. Again, this is just a cheap load tester from Harbor Freight. I just wanna see, it does good sometimes. So it says 240, there's 2. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Let's turn it off, back on. $240. All right, resistor's going. says it's good, 2.85 volts. 240. Let me grab this phone. All right, guys, so we did that voltage drop test. We saw what was going on when it got hot. It was down below 10. Now, I called Triumph. I returned the starter. They sent me a new one. They said, okay, let's try another one. So I sent that one back. I have a new one in here. I did a voltage drop test with it cold, and it was right around 11 something on the volts. I'm gonna try to get you guys over here close to where you might be able. It's kind of leaning back here still. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get you over there as you kind of check out what's going on. I don't know how to do this. Let's try this, maybe. I don't know. We'll try that. So right now the unit is hot. Okay, it's hot. I've been letting it run. I let the fan kick on multiple times. And now, make sure everything's on, clutch is pulled. Not sure what it showed voltage-wise on that one for you guys, so I'm gonna shut it off so I can read it here. And so it's 10.5 when it's hot. Still a little bit lower than I want, but as this bike's been hot, haven't had an issue with it starting. So it's dark, it's like 8 o'clock at night right now. So tomorrow, I'm gonna put it all back together. Actually, I'm gonna probably just put the seat on it. Well, we'll see, because some of the stuff will flop around a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put it all back together again. I'm gonna take it for a long ride, come back, we'll shut it off, try to start it again and see if we still have that same problem. Could it have just been the starter all along? It's a good possibility. So with the kit I have got from Triumph, it comes with the starter, the stator side cover, gaskets, the bolts to put the wires back in place on the side cover, and the little gear, like an idler gear or reduction gear. I'm not sure exactly what they call it, Triumph, because that is the starter and that gear all mesh up as one. So all that has been installed on this, and now I have had zero problems with this thing starting. So I'm pretty happy about that. Sucks that I've gone through so many things like sprag clutch. You know, I found other issues with throttle body sync, all that. Thought maybe the starter was having an issue. Not starter, but the battery's having an issue. Check that, load tested 100% health. Charging good at 14.5 at an idle, 14.4 at an idle. And when this thing's hot, you saw, I think I saw 10.5. A minute ago, I saw 11.3 volts at startup on hot. Hasn't had any issues yet, so I'm gonna put it back together. We'll take it for a ride tomorrow. When I get back from that ride, I'm probably gonna put 20, 30 miles on this thing, let it get nice and hot. Hopefully it's not too cold already out. Let it get hot, I'll come back in, I'll shut it off, and we'll see if this thing starts back up and see if it happened to be a defective factory starter from Triumph. Just got back from about 40 miles, what's it say, 35.8 mile trip on this thing. It's windy as crazy today, but bike ran phenomenal. I rode about 20-ish miles up to a lake, shut it off, hit the button, fired right back up. So right now, the fan was just on a minute ago. Let me throw you over here on the tripod. But another thing, I filled it up with gas, and I guess I must have got the plug back in correct or whatever's going on, because he said his gas gauge didn't work, but it's working just fine. It's giving me distance till empty. But again, let's go ahead and throw you on the tripod here, and we'll shut this thing off, and then we'll see if it starts right back up like it's supposed to. All right, so 35.7 miles on trip 2 it says. Let's see. Oh, let me get to trip 1. 35.6. 142 distance till empty. So that says 49.8. That sounds more like it. All right. Key off, fan was just running. You can maybe hear the fan. Nope, won't kick back on. All right, turn the key back on. Thing's only got 21,569 miles on it. Hit the button. Fires right back up. Shut off the switch. Of course, the air compressor's got to kick on real quick. Turn that off. I don't want to hear that while I'm trying to let you guys listen to this. Fires right back up. Great throttle response. Everything. So we went through a lot of headaches on this thing because they said they replaced the starter, and then we found out it wasn't. Put a new starter in there, and the kit from Triumph again comes with quite a few different things. It comes with one of these guys new, one of those guys, one of those guys, one of those guys. Those are all used out of this machine here, just cleaned up. I did just put a stator side cover gasket in it, so I didn't need to put another one on there, but as a kit, it comes with the starter and all that. I can drop the part number down below in the description, but we saw the can timing was off of this thing. It had a bad starter, even though the last dealership said they put a starter in it. They actually said they'll go ahead and pay me for my labor and stuff for the starter. They ended up sending the customer a Ricky's stator. They sent him a starter from them. He makes a good product, but when it comes to the Triumph, guys, I have ran into so many issues with aftermarket stuff on these things not working right. And I put a new starter in there, put all that stuff in there, Sprag clutch in there, because I thought the Sprag clutch was going bad because the other starter just wasn't doing it. I've got new spark plugs in this thing. The throttle bodies have now been synced because he said it would just randomly die on them, and then the throttle bodies are way out of sync on that, and we changed the spark plugs. Timing was off again. I don't know personally if that timing they had in there was something they were trying, like you could set it to that degree and it runs right, but I'd rather have it factory set because the ECU in these things are made for factory timing. That's how it fuels itself properly, is that they read the TPS, IAC, which is the stepper motor in this, O2 sensor, crank time, all that stuff, and it's set to a parameter factory settings. The only way to change that, if you put cam timing and stuff in this thing, is to actually flash the ECU. And this one's not flash by any means. So kept running the issue with hard starting after it got hot. Returned the starter, got another one, put that in, we checked voltage drop, and it was dropping pretty far, so I checked the health of the battery, 100%, charging really well at 14 something. So I did a voltage drop test, and we saw that the voltage was dropping way down. Put a new starter in there, did a voltage drop test. It wasn't dropping down to 8 like the other one was. Let it get hot, hit the button multiple times, let it sit here and just cycle. Never ran across an issue, so I'm like, today, I'm gonna take it out for a nice long ride. Like I said, almost 50 miles on this thing, and problem solved. So hopefully it wasn't just one, but a multitude of things. It could have been just a bad starter. That is rare that I get a bad product like that. That's OEM. Now, every company has their problems. I hear people, oh, this company, that company, this is crap, this is junk. Yes, some inferior made machines are a little crappier, but everybody has their recalls. Everybody has their issues on a machine. You know, everybody has, every manufacturer. I've worked for a lot of manufacturers and seen a lot of problems on a lot of different manufacturers, different machines. Problems are usually solved. So hopefully Steve won't have any more issues with this thing overheating. No more issues with startability once it gets hot. And that now its gas gauge works, all that. So, oh, it's been a nightmare, but it's done. It's done. Thank goodness. Again, guys, shout out to all my sponsors in these videos and stuff. Emanuelsonline.com. Use discount code LimitlessPower22 to save 22% at checkout. Dynamic Tools, who sent me some tools. It's dynamictools.ca. Let's see who else we got. That's pretty much it when it come to this video here. There are other ones that have sent me stuff for other videos. But thanks to all those who have subscribed, liked, commented, and all that good stuff. Again, guys, you get a hold of me, you can drop some comments right here. Remember to check the description for any affiliate links. It helps the channel out. I have hats, shirts available for purchase. You can find me on Facebook at Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair, right here on YouTube at Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair, or you can email me at limitlesspowersports78@gmail.com. I rambled on a lot at the end of this video, but this video is not long. Again, guys, thanks for subbing, thanks for liking, thanks for all the comments, thanks for keeping the channel going, and I'll catch you guys on my next upload.